I'm going to give it a liberal dressing of blood, fish and bone to try and boost it a bit. Ooh, another one. So I've spent the morning cleaning the pond out. Unfortunately, it suffered from another algae bloom, but this time I couldn't control it at all. The blanket weed was just ridiculous, and one of the oxygenating plants that was in a pot was absolutely engulfed in it, and I couldn't separate the blanket weed from the plant to save it, so I've had to sacrifice it, which is a real shame. Now I think the problem is that this pond has been moved several times and I still don't think it's in the right place. I think it's getting too much sunlight, and that is the problem. So I'm going to go into Cambridge and see if I can pick up some suitable plants. I want some floating plants that are going to cover the surface to try and shade it out a bit. Hopefully that will cut down on the algae. And I need some more oxygenating plants because I've obviously sacrificed the one this morning. Now I've got a barley bag in here as well, in the hope of sort of stopping the algae, but once it gets a hold there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's airborne, and I think the birds spread it as well. But these two plants, these are okay. The only thing I do need to do is I've got plenty of water in my water butts now. I need to top it up a bit because I don't think there's enough water in it. I need to bring it up to about here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to nip to Cambridge and let's see what I can get. So I've just come to Cambridge and I've managed to get some hornwort for the pond, and it looks lovely and clean. I've had a good look at it. I can't see any strands of blanket weed, so I'm really pleased about that because I don't really want to reintroduce that in the pond. And I've got two of these floating plants. I think it was water chestnut, but I'll have to double check when I get home. So that's for the pond, and then of course I had a browse. Not what I came out for at all, but I managed to get myself 2 coffee cups, which are rather nice. So I need to get home now and get some jobs done. So the first is the hornwort, and this looks really, really clean. So I'm going to put that in the pond, and that's going to oxygenate the water. So I'll get that in. Right, and the next thing, this is the floating, it's called loose water chestnut. Isn't that lovely? So I need to put those in there now. So I'm happy with these plants, and I'm hoping now that this will help keep the pond healthy. I'm going to have to keep my eye on it. So don't be fooled by this little thing, this cutie pie. This butter wouldn't melt, because let me show you what he's done. So 2 days running I've caught him sitting in my carrots, and he's completely crushed them. So I think that's it now. I don't think they're going to carry on growing. I'm so disappointed. Something I've been meaning to do all week was to sort this bed out. Now this was the bed that had all my broad beans in it, and it's got cobra beans and blotti beans here as well. I did have one pongo and one purple queen, but unfortunately, like the broad beans, they succumb to rust. So there is rust in this bed, and there's very little I can do about it because there's no treatment for it. So I've noticed with the cobra and the blotti that there are signs of rust on them as well. So I just keep removing any damaged leaves, but I'm just going to have to go with it. So this bed in particular, it's a raised bed, and most of the soil in here has been compost. So like commercially bought bags of compost, and I just don't think it's adequate enough for really good plant health. Now I have added farmyard manure as well, which is obviously very, very beneficial. So the organic matter alone is just not enough. There's not enough structure in it, and although we've had some rainfall recently and this is slightly damp, when we had the really high temperatures, this just dried out very, very quickly, and it just turned to dust, and then it was very, very difficult to rehydrate. And I think that in itself has been one of the problems with the health of the plants. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give this, while the soil is fairly damp, I'm going to give it a liberal dressing of blood, fish and bone to try and boost it a bit. So once I've worked in all of this blood, fish and bone, I'm then going to top it with 2 bags of topsoil, because I think that will aid the fertility and improve the structure. It's got a lot more body to it. God, it's heavy. Oh, I don't have a lot of strength. Right, so they're all in now. So I've got a row of cos lettuce in the middle, and on this side I've got some mixed salad leaves, but I've gutted my tray of Lola Rossa. I just dropped it. I tripped up, dropped the tray, and every single plant broke. So it's probably just as well, because I think I've run out of room anyway, but I can always sow some more. But I'm really pleased with that. That looks really nice. So on to my Kemp blue peas. These are Kemp blue peas. Now, these are rather special because these have been sown with seed that I saved earlier in the summer. So it's really, really fresh seed. And I sowed 8 seeds, and 8 seeds, and 7 have germinated, and they are vibrant. They look really, really healthy. They should have gone out a little while ago because they've got quite tall. But I've run out of room in the garden where to put them. Where there is a space, I've had rust, so I don't want to risk them. So I've got 2 containers here, 2 30-litre containers, and I'm just preparing a mixture of soil improver, which is a combination of manure and bark, and ordinary compost. So I've got half and half in this wheelbarrow. So I'm going to mix it all together, and then I'm going to divide these up into the 2 pots or the 2 containers, because I want lots of airflow. I don't want to overcrowd them, because the temperatures are going to gradually get cooler. It may get wetter, and so I don't want to risk any powdery mildew. So lots of airflow to keep the leaves dry, really. So yeah, I'm thrilled about this. I think what I need to do is split these. They've got a pretty good root system on that. They're nicely hydrated. So I'm going to break that apart. There you go. I'm just going to put one in there without disturbing the roots too much. And I will tie those in a minute. So I've had to move a few things around, but I've managed to place them either side of the back door. Now can be a bit of a sun trap. It's a nice little sunny spot from very early in the morning till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and it's nice and sheltered too. So I think they should be quite happy there, and I think on a practical sense they're going to be really good for me, because all I need to do when the pods are ready is literally poke my head out the back door and be able to pick them without even coming outside. So yeah, I'm very happy with them. They're looking a little bit straggly at the moment, but that's to be expected. But give them a couple of days, and with these little tendrils they'll start clinging on naturally, and then they'll start bushing out. So I think in about a week's time they're going to look a lot different from what they are at the moment. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I do like my Kemp blue peas. I had a really good crop earlier in the year, but then they succumbed to the weather. I think it just got way too hot for them. So hopefully this time of year will be better suited for them. So I'm going to finish my coffee and then crack on with the next lot of jobs. So I've been putting this off. This is my brassicas. So I've got cauliflowers and Brussels sprouts this side, Brussels sprouts and cabbage this side. Now, the cabbage are huge, and I've come to the realisation that I just don't have the room to grow them. So this is the first year growing them actually, but I don't think I'm going to bother again. I don't really like cabbage, and I only grew them because I'm trying to get over my aversion of them. So we've had a lot of rainfall, and they've put on a huge amount of growth, and they're just pushing the netting out in all directions. So I'm going to trim back the cabbages, but I've had a good look at these Brussels sprouts, and they look like mature plants. They've got thick stems, but there's not a single Brussels sprout on them at all. I've got 4 plants and not one of them has got a single sprout. So they have failed, and I don't know if that's because of the weather, watering issues, the location, the amount of light they've got. I really don't know what the problem is. So my question is, have you had similar problems? And what's been your experiences? Perhaps you could put them in the comments below. I was just going to stake them up because they're flopping, but on that inspection, I think I'm just going to pull them out. So this is the first one. And I don't know if you can see, there's absolutely nothing on it. Oh, this one's bent over, but it's not good. Nothing at all. Ooh, where've they come from? Look at that. What are they? They're eggs of some sort. Never seen them before. And that was deep in the netting, so something's been able to get in there. Ooh. Ooh, you little monkey. Where did you come from? It's not pretty, but at least we're not touching the netting now. This one over here I'm not sure about. It's obviously had a caterpillar on it. I found one. I haven't found any others, but I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Right, let's do the collies. Oh, gotcha. I got my first cauliflower. Ooh, another one. Well, I have to say I'm really pleased with what I've achieved over the last couple of days, because the weather has been so changeable. But most of the beds now are tidy and they've been amended, so they've all got a bit of a boost now for August, so hopefully everything that's growing will do well. The cauliflowers are a real treat for me. They're amongst my favourite of all vegetables, and I'm really pleased with the 3 that I've harvested. I think there might be a cauliflower cheese in the making this evening. The Brussels sprouts, I'm really disappointed with those. I've got no idea why they have failed, and like I suggested earlier, please leave a comment below if you think you know what the issue is. I'd be really grateful to find out what your thoughts are on that. The cabbages, well, I think the jury's going to be out on that for a while. I still don't know whether I'm going to like them or not. And to be honest, I don't even know if they're ready to be harvested. They may be, they may not. So again, leave me a comment on your thoughts. So that's it for now. I will see you all in the next one. And if you are new to my channel, then please consider subscribing. So take care, everybody. I'm Annie, and this is my kitchen garden.